Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Adventures in Book Hunting. I'm here at the Bland County Public Library in Bland, Virginia. They've been having a Friends of the Library book sale for the last 5 days the library was open. This is the last day of the sale. I came on the first day and got a few books and tried to video then, but I am not the best cameraman in the world and it messed up the video, so I'm going to try again here on the last day of the sale. I like to do this at library sales if you can. Go the first day and then go on the last. First day to get the good stuff that's there initially, and on the last because you get the benefit of having all the donations, and sometimes you can find some fun stuff in the leftovers. Also, I've never been, prior to this particular sale, I've never been to this library more than a few times. Bought some books from their sale shelf. They haven't, like most Virginia libraries, they have an ongoing sale shelf. But, and I've gotten a few things. But in any event, this is their first sale that I've gotten to participate in. My plan is that I will go in, do a survey of the books, but I won't do a lot of talking. And I'll try not to film any of the other customers at the book sale. And we'll just see what we can find. All right, let's go in. All right, our after-action report from our hunt. Pickings were slim, obviously. It looks like they've had a very successful sale over the last few days, but I did find a few things that were interesting, and got them for practically nothing, because they're just trying to move the last of their books so they don't have to put them back in storage. This course, Love Inspired Suspense, Amish by Mary Alford, and it's in large print. And I have checked the interior pages. No initials. Kind of a local custom. I don't know how widespread it is, but oftentimes when you find romance books in the wild locally, if they've been read by someone, they will put their initials in them and they will donate them. And it's a way that the individual readers can keep up with what they read and what they haven't, just at a glance. And I found romance novels with 4 or 5 sets of initials in them, and sometimes notes. This was a good one. This one was kind of dull, etc. But in any event, it's well read, but still in reasonably good shape. And I know some folks who will be after this, particularly with all that going on. I picked up the Christopher Pike book. Like I said, this series was out around the same time as Goosebumps was a big thing. Very similar sorts of stories. I always suspected that Christopher Pike is a corporate author. There were many, many of these. As you can see, this one is, number 20. But there's a big market for these. Suspense and quote-unquote horror for younger readers. I did go ahead and get The Magician's Nephew, which, if you're me, is the 6th book in the Chronicles of Narnia. They probably say it's the 1st, because in recent years the sets are now published in chronological order rather than the original publication order. So instead of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe being first, it's The Magician's Nephew, which I totally disagree with. In fact, on my shelf at home, I have it in the original order. And really, if you've never read the Chronicles of Narnia, or you have a child that's never read it, let them experience it in publication order. Because when you get to books like The Magician's Nephew, which is actually the 6th published, there are so many surprises and aha moments, and to me, that's just the way to experience these. Okay. I did get the Anne Rice vampire novels. Pretty good shape. And I'm always on the lookout for horror that is not either of the K's, King or Kuntz. Stephen King and Dean Kuntz, they very prolific, but it's always nice to find something for the horror section that is not one of those guys. And, Anne Rice is a known quantity with still a sizable following. So I got that one. Looking at all the audio books, I think you saw me pull this one. Cassandra's Clockwork Prince. Can't say it. This is the only one that really popped for me out of the audiobooks. You get a lot of stuff by the talented typists, but now this one stood out. Modern fantasy in an audiobook. And so far, I believe all the books I've pulled are going to go to the Hatter. I don't need any of these personally. Okay. This one I will keep. Tidewater Dynasty, a biographical novel, The Lees of Stratford Hall, by Carrie Roberts and Rebecca Seeley. And of course, it's the story of the Lee family of Virginia. Richard Henry Lee. Light Horse Harry Lee, that is. And his better-known son, Robert E. Lee. Anyway, I will keep this at least for a while. Try and give it a read. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, that one's probably destined for me. Never mind. I did pull the naked hardcover of D.H. Lawrence's Sons and Lovers. I'm going to try and clean it up a little bit and see if the Hatter wants it. I'm pretty sure I already have a copy. But, it's a classic. It'd be good for the classic section. And it's in good shape. I just, we wish, of course, it had a dust jacket. I need to peel some more tape and scrub it. Get the rest of those pesky library labels off. But, yeah, I think they'll probably take this one. I think I showed this one in my walkthrough. Images of America for Pulaski County. Maybe Pulaski the town. Let's see. No, I guess Pulaski the county. Okay. In any event, I like these Images of America. They're picture books set to local locales. And, of course, Pulaski County is, like I said, just one county over. It's fairly local. I may already have this one. If not, I may keep it. but if I do, it'll go to the Hatter. It's got a little piece of tape on it. Well, we'll clean it up first. Only a couple more. Digging through the boxes underneath the tables, I found this, a field guide, Ferns of Northeast United States. It's an old one. Unabridged republication of the revised 1948 edition. Field guides are popular, at least for, the nature set. And this, you can tell this is an old one. They only want $1.25 for this one. Anyway, I'm going to see if the Hatter wants this one. And my last one. A very vintagey copy of Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises. An old Scribner's. Let's see if there was a price on this one originally. Contemporary Classics, the Scribner Library. That tells me it's probably probably somewhat removed from the original publication, if they're calling it a contemporary classic. And let's see, in the Scribner's Library, it's only number 5. So it's early for this set. And of course, Scribner's, they've always had the rights to Hemingway. I'm sure I also already have a copy of The Sun Also Rises, and one of them will be going to the Hatter. And as always, I try and remind folks, if you saw anything in this video that you're close to the Hatter bookshop, and well, goodness, they'll probably ship it to you. You can probably pay and they'll ship it to you, I'm sure. But give them a few days from the date this video drops, so they can clean them up, make sure there's nothing horribly wrong with them, price them, and get them inventoried. And then I'm sure they'd be glad to sell these to you. I wonder how old that sticker is. $2.95 would be a lot for a book of this vintage. Brand new, I can't imagine this book going for more than a couple dollars. So that's probably a resale sticker there. But anyway, Hemingway's always good. And with that, I will wrap this one up. I'm probably going to go to a little local store and check it out. If I'm in the Bland area, I always try and go there as well. It's kind of a, I don't want to call it a junk shop, but they sell a lot of different things. Used furniture, some antiques, art stuff, but they also sell a lot of hardware, and they have a little closet of books, and you'll see what I mean in the video. But anyway, I'm going to head there next, and if I don't find anything of note there, then I'll wish you a goodbye right now. But if the video winds up continuing, it means I did find something. But anyway, I'll talk to you again soon. All right, I am here at the store I just mentioned, and I bet you guys thought I was kidding when I said a closet full of books, but literally, it is a closet with books. And off to the side, we have very narrow space, but there's a bookshelf with mostly children's books. That's tempting. Might come back to that one. Anything else? It just jumps off the page. Bubble guppies. I remember grandkids were into bubble guppies at one point. That's a possibility too. We'll see what we find otherwise. Let's go in here and just do a survey of the shelves. I have found some good stuff here before. At pretty reasonable prices. Fall from Grace. I don't think I need this one. Let's see. I can probably tell you by the publication date whether it's one I can use. Alright. One more. Oh, let's see. First edition, first printing, 2018. No, I do not need it. Alright. There we go. Then we'll go up the next shelf. There's some Michener. But nothing I think I need immediately. Jenny McCarthy. Don't think I'm going to get it today. Oh, The Inner Circle by Brad Meltzer. I had high hopes for that one. I won't say anything else. Oh, actually, in fairness, it was alright. It was all the sequels that soured me. Let's see what we've got here. What is this? Oh, medical books. Mist of Avalon. I passed on this the last time I was here. It's a nice copy. I think if I don't get anything else, I will get that. I would like to have a copy. Do a reread. Oh. A nice American Standard Bible. Let's see how marked up it is. Well, it's not in bad shape. Maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Oh. A very nice ESV. Let's see. Oh. Dedicated. I don't know. If it were a clean copy, I would grab that in a second. I've got an ESV in my collection, but that is a very nice one. Ooh. Yeah, I remember this. Double stacks. Does not look like there's a lot of new stuff since I was last here. And that happens sometimes when you're out on the hunt. Yeah, no treasures hidden there. Oh, and I don't think I've said it yet. But if anyone's seeing this, sees something interesting, let me know in the comments. That's a scholastic book in relatively decent shape. Supernatural fiction for probably middle grade readers. That's a maybe. Oh, let's see. I won't completely cover that one up. There's some Nicholas Sparks. I'll make some notes. Ugh, more double stacking. Well, let's look at what we can see first. Ooh, David Jeremiah. More false prophecy. Oh, a New English Bible with the Apocrypha. That one. Oh, see if I can do this without causing an avalanche. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's... We'll put this up here with the Mists of Avalon. Whoa. Excuse me, your cameraman has absolutely no talent for this whatsoever. Let's see what we got going down. I'll have to check through here to see if we have any love-inspired stuff. Love-inspired is about the only romance I get. Everything else is pretty easy to find. Oh, this is new. The whole Black Stallion series. Well, that's something to think about anyway. This is a good book, one I've actually read. Lucifer's Hammer. Larry Niven and Jerry Pournelle. They were a science fiction dynamic duo in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, those were all last time. Dana Stab Now, Mysteries. Does anybody know anything about those? Okay. I think I'm gonna just show you the rest here. Oh. There's some interesting stuff. Time Traveler's Wife. And a book by Rona Jaffe. I have a Rona Jaffe. She wrote a book, Mazes and Monsters, that was adapted with a movie, as a movie, starring Tom Hanks, one of his early film roles. An anti-Dungeons and Dragons film, part of the Satanic Panic, or at least fuel for the Satanic Panic back in the 80s. It was obvious to me that Rona Jaffe had no idea how the game worked. Well, anyway, on that happy note, I'm going to stop recording and start hunting. And just like before, I will show you what I decided to take with me. I am out of the store and won't bury the lead. This is probably the most interesting one I found. It is a companion book for the Downton Abbey series in very nice shape. Plenty of photographs from the show. If you're a Downton Abbey fan, I think you'll probably want this. And this one will be going directly to the Hatter. In fact, they'll probably get it today, if all goes well. And once again, whenever I tell you that anything is going to the Hatter, give them, at least 3 or 4 days from the posting of the video to let them clean everything up, process it, price it, and have it available. I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this big trade paperback of The Mists of Avalon by Marion Zimmer Bradley. Read it in college. The story of King Arthur told by the women in the story. Marion Zimmer Bradley has fallen into some disrepute due to some personal scandals. But I got no problem separating art from artist, especially since I don't believe Ms. Bradley is with us anymore. But in any event, it's a really good book, and looking forward to potentially reading it again. Let's see what the next one is. Oh, yeah, and a couple that I showed you inside the store. A fairly decent copy of The Time Traveler's Wife. It's still fairly popular, and I believe the store can probably use a copy, and if not, I know a couple other people who might want it. And finally, sitting right on top of The Time Traveler's Wife was this book, Emily Griffin. I've hauled it a few other times from the store. All the books in this series have titles from the old poem about, what to have at your wedding. Something borrowed, something new, something old. Well, you know how it goes. Something borrowed, something new, something old, something blue. I think that's the way it works. But in any event,
fairly popular romance novels. And that was what I pulled the trigger on. I passed on the Bible, the English Standard Version with Apocrypha included. Don't necessarily know that I need another Bible. I've got quite a few already. I'm going to look at the collection and make a decision on that one. And maybe if it's still here, if the book gods will it, maybe I can get it on my next trip. In any event, that is the wrap up for today's book hunting in Bland, Virginia. Once again, unless I said otherwise, all these books are probably going to the Hatter Bookshop. And once again, just give them a few days to process and have them ready for you if there's anything you're interested in. And once again, I apologize. I'm not the best cameraman in the world. This was a very experimental video for me, but I hope it wasn't too jarring. We'll see how this works when I splice all this mess together. But in the meantime, hope you folks have a wonderful day. And once again, be safe and good book hunting.